Okay, so today we have with us a low end legend who really needs no introduction. He's a father of 16 children. He has two brothers, a host of aunties, uncles, cousins, family, and friends. He have one of the biggest families in Chicago, the Weeklies, and he's also the founder and creator of a very popular and ever growing Man Stop It podcast. Everyone, let's give it up for Mr. Leslie Weekly, known as Big Les. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm good. What's up with you, man? How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm all right, hanging in there. So today we gonna be interviewing Mr. Les on his podcast. This is actually his podcast, and I was blessed with the privilege and the honor to interview him on his own podcast. So we're gonna start with the first questions. So I'm gonna talk to you about your family and your friends first. So who raised you?
I was raised by my mother. My grandmother raised me too. My mom and my grandmama. But yeah, majority my grandmama.
Okay, so your grandmother raised you. So your grandmother, from what I hear, I did a little research and homework on you. So your grandmother was a big pillar in the community. Like,
Yeah, yeah, she was. She was.
okay, okay. So where did you grow up at?
I grew up on 47, 46, 46 line, 47th Street, out of B Wells.
Okay, okay. So that was down on the low end. Like,
Yeah,
what? Where was the? Where was it?
that's the low end.
Okay, it's the low end. Can you give
So,
us, for the viewers that don't know, can you give us like some numbers, like street numbers and names?
46, shit, around Greenwood, Lake Park, Woodlawn, all that area, Drexel, College Grove, State to the Lake, 39th, Cottage Grove, King Drive, all the way around. Shit.
Okay,
Ivy
yeah.
Wells, the extensions, the Durham homes.
Uh,
Yeah, that's where I grew up at.
Okay, so you pretty known. You pretty known. That's excellent. So, how was that? How was that growing up? Like, can you give us some details on how it was growing up?
Man, growing up, man, 'cause I grew up in the best, man. I grew up, man, it was great growing up down there on the low end, man. Uh, I had fun down there as a kid growing up, man. 47, 39, it was fun, man. It's a lot of fun, man. We all got along. We all love one another, man, for real.
Okay, okay, that's good. So, where did you go to school at? What school did you attend?
I went to Shakespeare Elementary School, and I went to King, but I ain't come out of King, so I went there though. But
Oh, okay,
that was my home school, high school.
okay. So growing up in the neighborhood, like, what would you say the big difference between now and back then when you were growing up? Like, what can you tell us what the difference is? Like, what you noticed?
Oh man, a lot have changed over there since then, man. Since I've been growing up, uh, it's a lot have changed down there, man. Everything like the neighborhood, like it's a lot of stuff that's not there no more. Uh, as the younger generation, it's a lot that changed, man. It ain't the same no more.
Right.
It ain't the same.
Would you say it's worse or better or
I
the
think it's
same, or
worse.
you think it's worse?
I
Okay.
know it's worse.
Okay. Now earlier you mentioned you said 4-6. You mentioned 4-6, and I know, and it's in today's Chicago drill scene and rap culture, 4-6 is mentioned a lot. So you said 4-6 line. So can you give the viewers an idea of what 4-6 line is? And if you can you tell us the difference between 4-6 line and THF 4-6? There is a difference, correct?
Yeah, it's a difference in the names, THF and the lawn, but they all the same. It's all the same. It's just different. Age groups. You know what I'm saying? You got 4-6 lawn, that's the originator. You know what I'm saying? But THF 4-6, we all one. You know what I'm saying? It's family.
Okay.
It's all family, man.
Okay. Okay. So if there was a gang faction associated with that, what gang faction would be that?
Ain't no gang. 4-6 is not a gang, man.
Okay.
It's a
Okay.
community, man. We family.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
it's not a gang.
So you wouldn't say that at a certain age you like stepped off the porch or anything like that.
Shit, I say I was like 13, 14 years old.
Okay. So around your age at that time when you were a teenager and a young kid growing up, the drugs were running rapid in the neighborhoods and all the communities across America. Is it possible that you can give the viewers some idea of what drug and drug dealing and what drug use was like when you were coming up in the neighborhood?
Shit, what was used or what was sold growing up? I mean, it was everything. Marijuana, which was, that was the Reggie back in the days. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that was sold on the corner where I come from on Greenwood.
Hmm.
Uh, Coke, back in the days, that was that crack Coke shit. That was selling. I got off into that shit when I was shit like 17. I started selling that shit
Yeah.
at a young age.
So how successful were you in
Man,
the
it's an
coke
on
game?
and off thing, man. That shit, it's not, I did my thing, man. I had my share, my turn, and doing what I do, man. But it's like a up and down, man. That shit don't last. It's either two things gonna happen. You gonna go to jail, or shit, you get robbed and all that.
Mm.
So yeah, that shit ain't no good outcome.
Right. Did you ever get robbed?
Have I ever got robbed?
Yeah.
No, I got held up. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like nigga was just taking something from me. You know what I'm saying? But I had to do that on the strength, and I had to look out for one of my little homies. You feel me?
Hmm.
And a motherfucker got down, but it wasn't like niggas around the hood talking about I got robbed and this and that, and hell no, man, I ain't get robbed. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Can you give us a little bit more detail? Because I'm sure the viewers would like to know. Like,
I'll give you detail. I'll give you a little more detail. See, what happened was, me and a couple of my guys we was on the corner. We was, by a little lounge and laundromat on 47. So a couple of guys walked up on us. You know what I'm saying? It's a couple of moles. You know what I'm saying? And I know him. Feel me? And back then he was known not to play. So he pulled up. He walked up on us. Shit, we was caught. Wasn't nothing we could do. Shit, I'm damn. He right here on us. You feel me? So when he walk up, he look up. He left. What's up, man? What's up? You know what I'm saying? Shit, up big ass mad. I'm down. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
He tell the nigga behind him, man, up that motherfucking pipe, nigga. Up a pipe, but he said a name, right? I
hmm
don't put his name out there, but he said a name. And my last words to the nigga who named he said was what I was gonna do to him when I catch his ass for getting down on my little brother. You feel me? So when I heard that shit, I'm like, damn, he's standing right behind me. But at the end of the day, he finna get out on one of my little homies. He up pipe, put it to his head. This broad daylight, like daylight, and he like, Lus, man, woo woo, man, tell this nigga what I do to him. You know what I'm saying? So me being who I am, using my 360, I know, come here. I pull him to the side like I would have did for anybody else. No, come over here, bro. Come here. So I tell him, ain't no money, bro. Ain't no money. I got a spot right up over the laundromat at the time. You feel me?
hmm
That is plenty of coke up there, all that shit, right? I got a spot. So if I wanted to do something, let a motherfucker rob me, I'd have took him to my spot. I pulled out $20 and said, man, look, this all I got, man. Shorty ain't got no money. I said, no, tell your man, put that pipe away. Put it away. He told his ass, man, put that motherfucking pipe up. He put it up.
So from that incident, I would say it sounds like you probably gained respect from both sides, from the one that was the perpetrator who was trying to perpetrate the robbery,
Yeah.
and the person that I guess you kind of saved his life in a sense.
Yeah, I did. I mean, he respected me. He fucked with me. You know what I'm saying? Even after all that shit, once he went to jail, came home, he got on. He looked out for me. You feel me? Put a whole pillow in my motherfucking hand. But people don't know that because I don't talk about that. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like we had a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because he used to come through terrorizing the neighborhood. That ain't had shit to do with me. I had respect through that bitch.
Okay. Okay, that's why they call you Big Les.
I
And that's
mean,
why
I
you
just I
known
just had
everywhere.
respect, man. That's all I'm gonna say, man. I just had respect.
Okay. So I want to talk a little bit about uh gang ties, gang affiliation, the Chicago drill scene, because you have some pretty big names in your family that was a part of the Chicago drill scene and the rap culture.
Yeah.
So the first person I want to talk about, and I know it's going to be maybe a little bit difficult to talk about, but
Mm-hmm.
would be your son, Lil Scrap.
Scrap.
Yeah. So I want to ask you a few questions about Scrap. So for you, what do you feel like was the turning point for Little Scrap? Like, what do you feel like Little Scrap started may have jumped off the porch?
Oh man, he jumped off the porch. I'm gonna say, man, well, there's a lot of stuff I didn't know about, but I'm gonna say probably like 13. You know
Wow.
what I'm saying? 13, something like that. He really jumped off the porch. But it probably was a little earlier than that, to be honest with you.
Okay.
You know, I wasn't holding his hand every time he go outside. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And probably like 12 or 13, I say he really jumped off the porch. Cause there was people coming to me saying, "Man, Scrap did this. You know, he pulled this on me," and I was like, probably as a parent, like, "No, my son ain't do that. I know he ain't do that." You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
all the time, people was on BS with him. So yeah, I this was from the other side. Somebody from the other side told me this. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I ain't lying, Pops. Woo woo called me Pops too, but he was like, man, Scrap upped on me. So he had to be like 12, 13 at that time.
Right. So he was out here basically doing stuff like that, and you had no idea, and people were coming and telling you,
Yeah,
and you
I
started
mean,
hearing things.
they had got into it and then he had told me because I seen him one day in front of my crib. You know what I'm saying? This when we stayed on 59th. And I seen him and I'm like, man, what's going on? And he was like, man, Pops for real, Scrap, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know, he was carrying shit. And I didn't know it. I didn't see it. I'm not gonna see my son, he around me with pipe and all that. No, I'm taking it from him. I'm
Right.
not I'm not
Right.
gonna let my son just come on, man.
Hmm.
Cause you know, I read all comments under my shit, whatever. I read them, I look at them, and
Hmm.
I see what people be saying. But
Hmm.
you know, everybody out here, man, you know, we can't be with them 24 hours, man.
Right. So you basically said that the lifestyle that he was living, you didn't condone it, and you had
No,
no idea. And by the
no.
time you did find out, it was too late.
Yeah,
He was in it.
I couldn't,
He was
yeah,
deep
I
in it
didn't,
then.
I ain't condoning that. Neither me or his mother did.
Okay. Okay. So for the viewers that don't know, Scrap sadly lost his life due to gun violence. Is man, I want to extend my condolences to you for that. So it says that Scrap was a part of a set called MOB. What does that mean? What does MOB stand for?
Man, I don't know. I think it's money over mind on business or something. Money over bitches. One of them, I don't know what it really means. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was they little term MOB.
Okay. So if there was a gang faction associated with MOB, what gang would that be?
I don't know if it's a gang faction affiliated with MOB or not. I don't know if they, I don't know if they're a gang. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they're a gang, but you know the set they come that's around that area, they GDs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a lot of rumor out here about how Lil Scrap was and how he didn't play. So, in your words, I want to hear from you, and the viewers probably would like to hear this too. In your words, the streets already know about Scrap. Like they know what he was. They know he didn't play. So can you give us something that the streets don't know or didn't know about Scrap?
Man, they don't know, man. My son was a big kid, man. So like he in them streets, and uh, people don't know, man. When he used to come home, was when he used to really be a kid. Whining and all that type of shit. Me and him used to play fight a lot as he was coming up as a kid. Uh, I did that with him a lot. He used to jump in the bed with me and his mama. And she used to be like, "Boy, get out of my bed." You know what I'm saying? And he'd come jump in the bed with me if she ain't there. He just was a big old kid, man.
Right.
He was a Go ahead.
I was going to say, so he was basically a kid at home, and then he was Scrap in the streets. So y'all didn't get the Scrap at home. Y'all got the streets got the Scrap.
The streets got my baby, man. So yeah, that's what happened, man. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. So on the day of his passing, can you take the viewers back to that day and just kind of describe like what kind of day that was for you, and when you got the news, what you were feeling, and like how did it go from once you got the news, like before you got the news, and then once you received the news, what happened
Man,
there?
it was a long day because I had my son, one of my sons picked me up, my nephew, and we went and picked my son Scrap up. And I went and we went and picked him up from his mama house. And this was like probably a week after he got shot in the chest. And he thought he really had healed, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't healed in no week from getting shot. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So he was like, "Man, Pops, I want to play some ball," but he was telling me and his brother and them that, and his cousin. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Man, I want to hoop." He wanted to hoop so bad. So me, Scrap, my son Brokey, and my nephew Goldie, we took off and we went out towards the hundreds. We went to my son Brokey house, and we had actually it's funny because we ran out of gas. You know what I'm saying? So we had to wind up, me and Scrap wind up sitting in the car while they went off, and my nephew pulled up. So when my nephew pulled up, he took them to go get some gas. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
So this gave me a little time, and this all in that day to actually sit there and talk to my son. So I actually had a conversation with my baby. You know what I'm saying? And I was telling him like, I'm gonna get you a car. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Because I didn't want him on a bus, and I wanted to get him a car. So I told him, he's like, "Pops, you gonna give me a car?" I said, "Yeah, I got a little money coming. So when I get this money, I'm gonna get you a car, bro. Because
mm,
I didn't want him, on the buses and stuff like that. And plus, I couldn't drive no more at the time. You feel me?
mm.
And I was always picking my son up.
Okay.
So we sat there, we talked about that, and he was happy about that. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of touching me, man. But uh, so my son and them come back. So they come back, and we put the gas in the car. We leave. So we ride to 103rd to put the rest of some more gas in the car for 103rd and like Wentworth or something. So we go put some more gas in the car. So as we're in the gas station, the police pull up on us. Dicks pull up right beside us. So I'm in the front, Scrap in the back, Goldie in the back. Brokey driving. So the detectives pop out the car. So I'm glad I was there because, level head. I'm in a security business, did all that type of shit. Know a few of the twists and all that. So I got them. The lady police look in the back. She sees Scrap. She said, "Oh, you look like you a bad. You look like you a little badass. Like you up to something." I said, "Man, he ain't on nothing, man. We finna go play some basketball. Well, I'm finna take them, and they finna go hoop." You know what I'm saying? She was like, "Oh, okay." So after that, make it short, they just got up out of it. They built back in the car. That's cause I was with them, I believe. Other than
Right.
that, they probably would have snatched them out the car.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
feel
I,
me?
I think I
So
think
I
that's
said, all right, we gone. So we left. And they was like, he was like, man, I want to hoop. And they was like, man, we ain't finna hoop, man. We finna go get up on something. You know what I'm saying? Some females. You feel me? So he like, all right, man, forget it. He like, man, just drop me back off on 56 and Wabash. So we took him back down there and dropped him off. Dropped him off on Wabash and shit. So we drop him off on Wabash. They take me home. So they bring me home. So I wind up, my homies came and get me. We went and shot some pool, right?
hmm
So we go shoot some pool. Like 11 something, we leave. They bring me to the crib. I get upstairs like 11:40 something. So I'm sitting on my bed. So I just get a phone call from one of his buddies. You know what I'm saying? And he was crying on the phone. No, I get a phone call. Take that back. I get a phone call from my son, Scrap, at like 11:45. So I say, boy, you ain't gone home yet? My exact words. Right, you ain't gone home yet? He know, Pops. I'm trying to get over Rico, and God rest my little cousin Rico's soul, because he gone too now. So he say, I'm trying to get over Rico before he go pick up Duck. God rest my little cousin Duck's soul too. All of them gone. You feel me?
hmm
So I said, all right. So I text Rico. I sent him Rico number. So I text Rico and say, please go get Brian. But my little cousin never saw my text, right? So I sitting on the bed next to you know I'm asleep. You know what I'm saying? Because I was waiting on the moon to come over.
hmm
So I'm asleep. So I get a phone call, my phone on my chest. So my phone started ringing like 1:30. When I picked it up, I already knew what time it was. You know what I'm saying? Because that's like the second call I got from my son. But when he called me, he was like, Pops, Pops. You know what I'm saying? One of his homies. He called me crying. Like, they just killed Scrap. And I just threw the phone, man. That was it. That was it, man. That was it.
Okay. So it sounds to me like, and again, you have my condolences for that. Um, and it sounds to me like though, like the day that you spent together, it seems like you feel like that was like some type of divine intervention, like God was letting y'all have that moment, that last moment for that last time, before he had his untimely demise.
Yeah, man. I think about that a lot, but yeah, that's just what it was, man.
Okay. Okay. So if you could, and I know you can't, but we're just going back in hindsight. If if it was anything that you could do different to change the outcome, and you could go back to that day, what do you think you would do?
Man, I just wish that we could have they could have just went and played ball. But we can't stop what God got. You know what I'm saying? So we never know what would have happened. You feel me? So I just wish that they would have went and played ball. That's what he really wanted to do. He didn't really want to go on the block. He really wanted to go hoop. So after they said they weren't going to play no ball. Shit, he just said take me to the block, and I dropped him off.
Right, right, okay. So, like I said, you have a whole lot of big names in your family that was a part of the rap and drill culture in Chicago. Another name that comes to mind is Ruger. Now, Ruger is your son, correct?
Yes,
Okay, which would be Scrap's brother.
right.
Okay. Now it says that Ruger is a part of a set called JHE.
Yeah, he JT. That's his rap uh set. Ruger's really he part of the same set that my son Scrap from. MOB, but his JG is his record label. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's his record label.
That's
Okay.
his label.
Okay. So what
JG.
does JHE stand for?
Jet High Entertainment.
Jet High Entertainment.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so how close were Ruger and Scrap?
Oh man, they was close, man. They stayed bumping heads because Scrap he bumped heads with everybody in the house, man. You know what I'm saying? He was a bug. You know what I'm saying? But they was actually close, man. You know, one thing I can say about them, man, they loved each other. You know what I'm saying? They probably fought. You know what I'm saying? I saw a lot of that. They fought each other and stuff like that. But on the outside, they ain't playing. Ain't no outsiders playing with them. You know what I'm saying? When it come to them. So yeah, they really loved each other. Ruger loved his little brother. Scrap loved his big brother. You know what I'm saying? So they were super close.
Okay, can you give the viewers an example of when you felt like Scrap wasn't no game? Like, did you see an incident that made you feel like, okay, my son don't play no games? Like everything these people saying is true.
Uh, uh, I knew it was gonna be a problem when they really like okay they didn't jump him. So I just want to make that clear like to everybody. He had a little incident with a nigga from 600 named Bite Down that tried to get out on him. You know what I'm saying? He tried to like he was a punk or something, but him and Scrap they swabbled a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I'm gonna say what made them just go there like when they got out on one of my sons, he got shot by one of them, and that just really turned my son up. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
that's what turned him up.
Yeah, man, these Chicago streets is real mean, you know, and it could go either way. It could go either way. So you have another big name, a really, really big name in your family. I want to touch on a few things about this person. His name was FBG Duck. Uh, can you tell us how were you related to Duck?
Oh, that's my cousin. That's my first cousin son. You know, Shayna, known as Mama Duck. That's my first cousin. So
Oh, so that's Mama Duck's son.
that's Mama Duck's son.
Okay,
Yeah, so that's my blood little cousin. You feel me?
okay, okay. So now FBG, what did FBG stand for?
That's another thing. It's a record label. That's they group. You know what I'm saying? That's not a gang. That's they group. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? The FBG, Flyboy. I guess it was Flyboy Gang, some shit like that.
Okay,
Flyboy
so
Gang.
Flyboy, like they swag was
They
turned up,
swag
like
was
they.
turned. They
Okay,
they
okay, yeah,
they was turned, man. They
that's a
was
dope
turned.
name.
They was
So
turned.
now the FBG, it seems like they were centered around, or they were like mostly in the area of like 63rd, St. Lawrence, because you see that a lot in the videos and they
Uh,
saying 63rd and things like that, and then you hear, of course, you hear some of the other side saying F 63rd or whatever. So when did you know that Duck was going to be like Duck had talent and you saw that he was a little bit different from everybody else?
I knew that when and I saw Duck. I'm talking about. I knew Duck was gonna be a star young back when he was. I'm talking about little, dancing and singing, putting on shades, thinking he Usher or something.
Also, you telling the viewers that Duck knew how to sing?
Yeah, Doug knew how to
Okay.
sing too. He ain't just rap. He knew how to sing.
Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, so as Duck began to gain popularity in the drill culture, you know, some people would say that he was responsible for he was one of the founders of drill. Do you how do you feel about that? Do you believe that?
No, I feel like he was.
So when did you notice that Duck was talented and kind of different from everyone else? Like, when did you recognize his talent?
Man, I recognize Duck talent young. Duck had to be about, man, I ain't gonna lie, he was a kid. Like, he had to be about, man, Duck was, to me, was still in Pampers, man, for real, though. When I really saw that in him as a baby, man. I've been told Shayna that years ago. That, man, this nigga a star. I saw it, man.
So
I ain't
you
gonna
say
lie.
you started young.
I saw it young, man. Duck was a baby, man.
So it is a lot of talent in your family. So I'm gonna be going back and forth between Ruga and Duck because they were recently, well not recently, but they were on a video together. They did a song together called "Exposing Me,"
Mm-hmm.
and it seems like that was Ruger's breakout moment in exposing me. Can you explain to me? Were you there at the video? And if you were, can you explain to me how that went and like how did that magic happen between those two?
Yeah, I was there. Actually, I was there. They shot that They shot it out in the burbs in Riverdale, to be honest with you. But yeah, I was there. I was right, actually in the center of it as they was filming the video. But people, you can't see me, cause Duck, and my son Ruger was like, man, don't put that camera on him. So all them people that was around, they was around me, jumping, but I was right there in the middle of it. You know what I'm saying? But the video and all that, actually what happened was when they mentioned Scrap and they mentioned Tuka. You know what I'm saying? And Ruger brought that to Duck, like, man, we need to go ahead and do the remix on this Exposing Me. Feel me? So Duck was like, shit, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? So shit, it was history after that. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
was history after that. They did it. So I woke up that next morning, shit. That motherfucker was like at 2 million, man.
Oh, 2 million in one day?
Hey man, I'm just exaggerating a little bit probably, but
Yeah.
man, that motherfucker went up.
No, it definitely was
It's at
a
50
monumental
mil right
video.
now.
Yeah, it was a pretty nice video. So Ruger, that was Ruger's breakout moment, and that's when he started to gain a lot more fame and popularity. And then from that, he started to do things for, like I heard he was working with Kanye West. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. He was on Don the One and Don the Two. He got a song with Ye called Okay.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right, because that song that breakout song for him was they done let the GDs in the dough.
Yeah, the GD anthem. Yeah,
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 that's the GD anthem, and
yeah. They let the GDs in the dough, man.
I heard people singing that. I heard little kids singing that. I was walking down the street and I heard little kids singing that. So
They
it's a
was
pretty
singing,
big song.
yeah, they was singing that all in weddings and everything, man.
They were singing that at where? Oh
And
wow.
weddings, man. They had weddings playing that song, man. That song was everywhere, man.
Yeah, yeah. So what would you say would be the biggest takeaway from Ruga being on that song with Duck, other than him gaining popularity
What you
and a little
meant when you
fame?
say the biggest takeaway? What you
Like
mean?
the biggest what I mean, like what are some things that you see that he learned from that, from that helped him in his musical career today?
Uh, just to stay consistent, man. You know what I'm saying? See, him and Duck, people don't know him and Duck is two different artists. They two different type of artists. And Ruga, big hit was shit. Oh, damn, I can't members. So that members got a million. But when he did expose me, it really took him over the top. Feel me? But to be honest with you, just getting on that song with his cousin and to see how it went, I
Mm-hmm.
think that really like gave him, just really uplifted him more and more,
Mm-hmm.
to want to really just do it. So
Okay, okay. And so right now is he still writing for Kanye West, or is he like he's still working with Kanye, or
yeah,
is he?
he still working with Ye, whenever they get, whenever Ye reach out to him. But yeah, he still mess with Ye.
Okay. So now I want to go, like I said, I'm going to go back and forth. So I want to go back to Duck for a second because Duck was in the process of trying to make peace. Is that the truth?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's most definitely true. Like when he did that song, Chicago's Legend, that
Hmm.
was part of what he was trying to do. So I guess it didn't pan out right. So you know,
Right. He didn't get the response that he was necessarily looking for from the other side.
right? He didn't get the response. Yeah, he didn't get the response.
Matter of fact, it had the adverse effect because the other side, once they seen that, it seemed like they started going harder on
On
him, which
Quincy,
made him come out
right?
eventually with that song "Dead Bitches."
Right. So actually, that's what happened. So as he tried to gain peace or tried to come with some peace, they came with some more drama. You know what I'm saying? Start really, and so that's when he came out with Dead Bitches. You know what I'm saying? So when he come out with Dead Bitches, they couldn't take it.
Right, right. So, for the viewers that don't know, so okay, we know the rap duck and we hear about the street duck, but can you give us some things that we don't know about duck that wouldn't nobody know about duck that's it's opposite of street and opposite of rap. Like,
Doug actually was a good person. Uh, Doug was a big, nice gentleman. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
Doug had a heart of gold, man. Like Doug was like full of joy, man. Like a comedian. You know, he loved his family, loved his friends. He just wanted to make it out, man. You know, Duck had a lot of heart, man. He was fun, man. Just fun to be around, man. And people don't know that because they on the outside looking in. You feel me? So Duck was actually, man, like a good person, man. Like good person, man. Like it's a show that one of my friends had. You know what I'm saying? And I'll never forget it because she was doing the promotion and stuff like doing so this before Roogie even popped off. Duck was like just popping off like he was there. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
But he ain't had no deal, none of that. So he had this little fame already. So she was like she wanted Duck and Ruger, to come out and get in there. So
right,
she was gonna pay Duck. You know what I'm saying? So I told Duck, he was like, yeah, I'll do it, cuz. You know what I'm saying? And my son Ruger did it because he was actually trying to get on. You feel me?
mhm,
So when we did the show, she really didn't have all the money or whatever situation it was. They was giving us some problems at the door and all this and that, right?
mhm,
So she was like, "Yeah, Les, this my BF, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about we come up like that." So she was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to they playing with the this and that, right?" So Duck was like, she was like, "Duck, I got you. I'm finna give you your money, because after we performed, he was ready to go. After Ruger got off the stage, he was like, "Let's go." So I stopped to holler at her or whatever, but Duck was like, "No, you know what? Don't worry about it. You grew up with my mama. You grew up with my big cousin. You good. You know what I'm saying?"
oh yeah,
Reached over, kissed her. She kissed him, gave him a hug, and he was like, "I'll talk to you later." You know what I'm saying? And we
yeah,
got up out of there.
that was dope.
So that's
That
the
was
type
dope.
of person Doug was, man. He wanted just wasn't all about the money and nothing like that for him.
All right. Okay, so I hear a lot of things about uh, Duck from different members of FBG, how
Uh,
Duck was, and their stories are pretty similar to what you just said. He was like, a pretty nice-hearted guy, kind of like a big teddy bear in a sense,
yeah,
but didn't play no games at the same time.
for sure,
Uh,
most definitely.
so, do you feel like if his life wouldn't have got cut short, uh, again, my condolences. Do you feel like if his life wouldn't have got cut short, do you feel like he would be a little bit like you feel like he would have shot to the stars? Because I heard from my understanding, I heard he had a record deal.
Yeah, he was just finna go get with with Jay Prince and them, the label, Jay Prince. They just talked to him. He just told me he had a deal, an offer on the table, and he most definitely was finna skyrocket. He was finna go up.
Okay. You think him and Rooga would have been working together today? Like Rooga is with Kanye now and doing big things. Do you think him and Rooga would have been working together today?
Oh, for sure. Either or. When Duck was finna get with Jay Prince, Ruger was gonna be out there with him. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Ye. You know, if Ye reached out to Ruger, and Duck was here, Duck would have been out there with Ruger. He would have been flying on the jets too. You know what I'm
That's dope.
saying? He would
That's
have
dope.
been out there on the Donda. He most definitely would have been there with
Man, stop it.